That analogy my mother used on me, and I resent her for that, right? And the reason why I resent her for that, because she shouldn't be the person who decides what I feel based on how my father has a relationship with me. Sometimes a day might be just enough for me.
Sure. What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got something pretty good today, man. We got a few testimonies here, right? Well, we got a testimony, right? We got a brother who is pretty much wanting to hold his mother accountable because of what she did to this man growing up, right? Depriving this man of a father. And this is what you're going to see in the lie. This is what you're going to see amongst Pookies. This is what you're going to see in the black community, like where a lot of your mothers, right? A lot of your bitter baby moms raise Pookies and raise these guys, man, without fathers. Right? Not just Pookies and Ray-Rays, but just guys in general, man, where they are raised without a father. Right? Now, once again, you're gonna have your some guys. I gotta put it out there because once again, if you don't put it out there, people are gonna just feel like, oh, you're just only talking about women. So hey, look, let's throw them a bone. Now, of course, there are some guys out there who do not take care of their children. We understand that, and we literally have a name for them. They're called Pookies. They're called Ray-Rays. Not only do women talk about them, but men even in the red pill and the manosphere say, hey, you do not want to deal with those type of guys, right? But somehow, some way, women still find any and everything to try to say, hey, well, most of your black men are Pookies and Ray-Ray, when that isn't the case, right? When you can just literally open up your eyes and just go out there and go see, right? But a lot of them fall head over heels for these type of guys. But the very ones that they also bash are the ones that they are laying down with and raising and having kids with. It's just mighty crazy. It's just mighty crazy. But of course, right, we're going to sit here and see this man resent his mother because pretty much he understood as he got older, and this is what's going to happen a lot of times. Kids are going to get older and they're going to see, my mother wasn't too innocent in this situation. My mother was really the issue. Now, once again, I had Sister Daphne, right? Sister Celebrity, where she sat up here and had a whole live. She made a live with one lady, man, who made some cheerleading song about baby daddy pay your child support because you need to pay your child support, something like that, some crazy stuff, right? And once again, a couple of years later, it ended up getting big again and recycling through the internet, right? So Sister Dab got her on live. She ended up breaking the whole situation down as to why she even made that video, right? And because, hey, the baby father was this, the baby father was that, right? Pretty much fast forward, Dab ended up getting the baby father on pretty much on live, right? And he ended up breaking it down, and he's like, oh, pretty much everybody's like, okay, now this stuff is making more sense, right? Once again, there's always two sides of one story. And a lot of times these women try to demonize the men. We just had a video where you had a little boy, right? You had a little boy and his mama talking smack about the baby father, as if she's not encouraging that little boy to say certain things, as if she's not encouraging that little boy to have these type of feelings towards the father. Right. Once again, even if the father is what you say he is, once again, it's not your job to come over here, man, and and validate that son, right? Trying to make the son, hey, look, here's how your father is. It is okay to feel, it is okay to say F your father is okay. Once again, it's not okay, but this is what you will see in the community. Let's just go ahead and listen to the brother's testimony.
That analogy my mother used on me, and I resent her for that, right? And the reason why I resent her for that, because she shouldn't be the person who decides what I feel based on how my father has a relationship with me. Sometimes a day might be just enough for me. Sure. You shouldn't be the person who tells me or tell my father what he's not going to do for me. If he can give me a day, let me get my day. If he can give me the weekend, let me get my weekend. Just because it doesn't suffice what you want for me doesn't mean that it ain't good for me. Yeah. And I'm saying this because my father, when I got grown and I had this conversation, he like, listen, son, I wanted to be in your life. What you mean?
I just couldn't do what your mama was putting me through.
But your mama play a lot of games, right? Emotional, goofy games, where I have to meet certain criteria in order to see you.
And I ain't
doing that. I ain't no BAN. She not gonna tell me like she my probation officer or something. Like I gotta go through this. No, we not doing that. Yeah. If you think I gotta do all that, then you handle it. And she didn't handle it. And she didn't handle it the right way. That's good.
Women use children as pawns to try to manipulate men to be and act how they want them to act.
And the sad thing about it is you have women who will sit here and once again, they will be disingenuous. They will be right. They will always say you should show empathy. Y'all right. Y'all should show some sympathy. But yet they will sit over here and see this man, obviously see the father is tired of having to sit over here and fight every single day just to see his son. If a father say, hey, well, you know what? I want to be in my son's life, and he's actually showing that, there shouldn't be no reason why he's on child support. There should be no reason why he's only seeing that kid 2 days out of the week. But for a lot of women, they will still somehow, some way come up with some excuse to put that man on child support, trying to make it very hard for him to see his child, put up stipulations and rules. No, if that woman is around my child, I'm putting you on child support. It's sad. I literally work with somebody, man, who has a child with a woman, right? Now, they're co-parenting and they making it work, right? She doesn't have him on child support. But the fact that it was crazy to me because he told me, hey man, I asked him something, right? And his response was, well, man, look, I mean, we got everything. What we're doing is good. I just don't want to get put on child support. I'm not trying to sit here and make this woman mad and I get put on child support. Hey, I understand it. I ain't trying to mess up nothing. If that's what makes it work, then that's what makes it work, right? I'm not gonna be the one to sit over here and tell you, like, especially being that I don't even have a kid myself. I'm not about to tell you to go ahead and, hey, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. If that's how you're making it work, then make it work. But the sad thing about it is you have to walk on eggshells. And the sad thing about it as well is a lot of women will sit over here and say, well, you need to pick better men. You need to pick better women. But it's always funny because you even have women who claim to be good women, who are modest, who are your woke women, who will still sit up here and do certain things, manipulate the system, understand that they have power and use it against a man. I've had it happen to me plenty of times. And these were good women. These women that are considered good women. They will sit up here, man, and once again manipulate the system. They will understand their power and they will use it against you. We talk about how you have a lot of women, man, who are running the streets and they're very sexually liberated and this, that, and the third. Once again, even your modest women, even your women who tend to be woke, they have a very liberal mindset. They will sit over here and argue to be sexually free and sexually liberated and all this extra stuff, being able to get ran and all that good stuff. Once again, you have plenty of women who are educated, right? Who are educated, still don't use their brains. Understand that men have breaking points. This brother has a breaking point, and women will still say, hey, well, there should be no reason why he can't sit over here and take care of his child. Stop it. Right? Stop it. Once again, everybody has a breaking point, just like women, they have a breaking point, right? If women have to go through what men have to go through, which proves that we are not equal, but if they have to go through what men have to go through, they will sit over here and be complaining. Why do we have to sit over here and pay for a child that we want to take care of? Hey, we're asking the same question. Why should we have to pay for a child that we want to take care of? And yes, of course, pride gets in the middle of it because, hey, once again, right, as he said, why in the world am I sitting over here trying, like, come on, man, you over here trying to put stipulations on me like you my parole officer, like you trying to keep, like you're trying to keep me on a fine line. Like, nah, bro, like, listen, I want to be in my child's life. Allow me to be in my child's life. If you don't want me to be in my child's life, then hey, so be it. Right. And once again, you will still have women who will sit over here instead of sitting over here holding the woman accountable. They will say, well, you shouldn't want to sit over here and just give up on your child like that. Once again, if the woman is making it hard for me to be in the child's life, given that she's already using a court against me, given that she's already taking my money, what else do you want me to do? And she has majority of the custody. What else do you want me to do? I get tired. It's your kid. Have it your way. So of course we got to read the comments, man. So let's go ahead and read these comments. Someone says, it's a new day, fellas. If you find yourself in that type of situation, take her to court and get your rights to your child. If she violates them, take her back to court again and get full custody. Once again, it's easier said than done, right? Once again, somebody else says, what's the game? Being consistent. Somebody else says, all the comments tell men go to court like court is in the man's favor. Once again, that just goes back to the statement earlier. take her to court and get your rights to the, as if it is that easy to do. So someone else says the only time a woman will agree with the premise is when someone they love is going through it. Otherwise, they'll try and dismiss or add the unnecessary. Not all women just say something. That is facts. That is facts, man. Because a lot of times you hear women say, "Well, that's not all women," but it's majority. It's majority because once again, you will always see women, especially if you go to the shade room, but you will always see women agree amongst other women. When you sit over here and see a woman having to pay child support or pay alimony to a man, women will always say that man is a bum, that man is this, that man is that. But if the roles were reversed, they always use the excuse, well, she was there doing this for him. Well, she was there doing that for him. So this is why she deserves 70% of his money. It's ridiculous, right? But here's the crazy one. Here's the crazy one. Someone says, just another excuse. There are legal ways to go about making sure you see and take care of your child, but you have to want to take it there. And behind my kids, I'm taking it there every time. Once again, it's easier said than done, and it's easy to say that as a woman because once again, 90%, right? 90% of the custody goes to the women. 90% of the custody goes to the women. So of course, man, you're gonna go the extra mile. Just like 90% of the women who go extra mile, man, to make sure they get the kid in their custody, just so they can then jump on the internet and say the man doesn't do anything for the child. Just so they can sit over here and make it hard for the man to see his child. Somebody else says the modern day black woman is the most efficient weapon the CIA has ever created against the black community. Somebody else says women act like they become expert on parenting the moment the baby come out. That's just a fact. Just like how you see Halle Bailey, or however you say her first name, where once again she has a child with DDG because DDG has to put his seed in her egg. His seed in her egg. That's how it all starts. The seed. If there's no seed, the egg doesn't matter. That's how it all starts. The seed. Egg. Baby. And she gets upset because DDG put his son on the internet. Right? And what did she put? Right? She puts a whole post and say, hey, I was never aware that my son was going to be on there. As a protector, I should be, informed about this. It's always you until it's time to, hey, when we're in court, it's our child. So, hey, well, you need to be giving me half of your money for our child. I just question our community every single day. I just question how women have this much power. But hey, then again, we already know how. Do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos.